everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com, and today is day 3 of the Bodysuit Sew Along here on my channel using Simplicity Pattern 8513. If you've missed View A and View B Monday and Tuesday video, definitely make sure to go check those out. Those are some great bodysuits that's going to be perfect for your fall wardrobe. So today is View C, and we're going to be sewing the faux wrap bodysuit. So let's get into the supplies that you're going to need. To sew View C, you're going to need pattern pieces 2, 3, 7, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Again, your piece 2 is your crotch lining, so don't forget to cut that out. One thing about this view that I did notice is my neckband here. It was standing up a little bit, and it got me thinking, what if I would have just cut a large around this area and an extra large with the rest of the bodysuit. I pressed it, I top stitched it, did all the right things, you know, lined everything up according to the notches and seams. However, it just still pokes up. So I think if I decide to make it again, I would probably cut a large around the neck area and then do the extra large for the rest of the bodysuit. So that's just one thing that you may want to consider. Definitely, if you have some knit muslin fabric laying around, I would suggest sewing it up really quickly just to see if your neck is going to lay the way you want it to, or you can just base your neckband in place and then try it on just to make sure that things are laying nice and flat. So go ahead and grab your notions. You need your elastic, you need your snaps, you need your matching thread. Make sure you have all of your dots transferred and marked, all of your notches snipped, and we can get started.
Alright everybody, so the first step, we need to take our back piece and go ahead and sew that back center seam together. So go ahead and put your pins in, and once you have it all pinned, go ahead and take it to your sewing machine. Okay, I'm back from my machine. I have it pinned as well as my edges finished. So next, go ahead and take your front piece. And I didn't do anything, I just pinned it together so I wouldn't get the pieces confused. So once you have your front piece laid over, pin at your shoulder seams, first at your notches, and then go ahead and pin at both of them. We're not going to sew the side seams just yet. Once you have it pinned, go ahead and sew it down. After you have them sewn, go ahead and finish off your edges. And now we're going to move on to working on the back crotch area. So first, before you get into that, I will recommend that you go ahead and finish off that leg edge opening like we've been doing in the previous videos this week. It makes it so much easier to do it before rather than after. Once you have that, go ahead and press up 3/8 of an inch on that raw edge and then fold it up along that fold line. Put some pins in it, give it a good press, and then take it to the sewing machine and sew right along that inner pressed edge. So now that I'm back, I have my edge pressed down. You can see that here. Yours should look similar to this. We can put the bodysuit to the side and then go ahead and grab our ties. Alright, so piece 15 and 16, they should both have one notched edge. You want to go ahead and pin there and then take it to the sewing machine and sew it together. Once you have it sewn, you want to go ahead and press that seam out and then fold it wrong sides together. So your right side is out facing you, and then give it a good press like I have here. Once you have that press, go ahead and grab your bodysuit, and we're going to start pinning this around right side to right side. So first, go ahead and start at your center back seam. Line up your seam first, then go with your notches, and then go ahead and line up your shoulders with the dots all the way around your neck edge. After you have it all pinned together, if yours is like mine, then you may end up with some neckband left over. Now, I don't know why I have extra neckband. I'm going to put it on slow motion right here for you, so don't freak out. But in case you do have some left over, this is what I would suggest if I was to do it over. Start at your center back seam and sew one band down, just stretching a little bit so that it fits, and then go back to that center seam and then sew the other way. By sewing, I mean baste it in place, of course, before you put your regular stitchings in, and definitely before you serge it down. Now that I said all that, let's continue. After you have it sewn, go ahead and finish off your neck edge as well as give it a press with the seam allowance facing down. I also went ahead and finished off the edge of the other side because you're going to be taking your left front and just laying it over the right front like I'm doing here. You just want to match up those seam allowances and those raw edges. So once you have that, like so, go ahead and pin it in place. Make sure you match up your dot that you transferred. Put your pins in. Once you have it all pinned, go ahead and take it to the sewing machine following your previous stitching. After you have it sewn together, go ahead and press your seam allowance facing down and then go back and do a top stitch along the whole neck edge of your bodysuit. Okay, so up next, we're gonna skip around a little bit and we're gonna go ahead and install our sleeves, and I'm gonna show you how to do it using the flat sleeve method. So go ahead and find your sleeve, the one that will match and correspond with the right notches. So right here, I am pinning, first I pinned at the top notch with the shoulder seam, and now I'm moving over to the first notch here, which is the front of my bodysuit, putting the pin there. Then I'm gonna move around to the back, find those double notches, pin there first, and then after I have it pinned there, I'm just going to pin around the rest of the sleeve, making sure I have everything pinned and the ease distributed throughout. Once you have it all pinned, you can go ahead and take it to your sewing machine and sew all the way around your sleeve cap. The great thing about this is that we can finish it using one long seam to close up our sleeve as well as the side seam of our bodysuit. So how we're going to do this, first we're going to go ahead and match up our underarm seam like I'm doing here, matching my seams up. Then I'm going to put a pin there to hold it in place. And then I'm going to go just start pinning, matching up my notches first, pinning there, and then pinning the remainder of the side seam, and then moving my way up to the shoulder seam, doing the same exact thing. So once you have everything pinned from your side seam up to your sleeve, you can now stitch in one long continuous stitch. So go ahead and pin your other side and take it to the sewing machine and sew them both down. So now that you have it sewn, make sure that you go back and finish off the edge with your serge or your zigzag stitch, however you clean up your edges, go ahead and do that. You then want to go ahead and fold up your seam hem. As you can see here, I did go ahead and serge mine with my serger, and now I'm just folding it up, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew my hem in place. Our next step is to move on to sewing and finishing our crotch. To do this, what you want to do is right sides together. You want to lay your crotch onto the right side of your front piece, match up your notches in your centers, go ahead and pin there, right where you have your notches at, and then you want to go ahead and take it to the machine, and then you're going to stitch along that notched edge. Once you have it sewn, go ahead and grab your scissors and you want to trim that seam allowance down. Once it's trimmed, you can go ahead and now take your crotch lining and fold it to the inside of your bodysuit, just like I have here. Once you have it turned to the inside, now you want to baste along those raw edges. So that's all I did. I took it to the machine, I basted it together. So now you want to go ahead and grab your piece 9, which is only your leg elastic guide. I just simply laid my elastic over it. I didn't stretch it, laid it over the guide, and then I cut 2 equal strips. And so now you want to go ahead and grab your elastic. We're going to be working on the inside of the bodysuit. So go ahead and get some pins or clips, whatever you're going to use, and just go ahead and lay your elastic along your leg edge like I'm doing here. Again, I'm working on the inside, so go ahead and do that all the way around both of your leg edges. Once you're done, go ahead and take it to your machine. You're going to stitch using a zigzag stitch, and you're going to stretch the elastic very slightly as you're sewing. So once you're done, it should look similar to this. And what you want to do next is turn your elastic to the inside, put you some pins in, or you can use clips, and then you want to go ahead and stitch it 1/4 of an inch close to that finished edge. So this is how my bodysuit is looking at this point. And so now I'm going to go ahead and grab my snaps, and we can go ahead and apply those right now. To apply your snaps, first you just need to, remember how it's supposed to go. That way you won't be confused. So I'm going to start working on my back piece first. I'm going to take one of these pokey parts out of the kit. I'm going to push it through the inside so that the sharp parts are facing me on the outside. I'm going to lay this piece on top of that. My snaps, they came in a kit, so I have this little blue tool right here that I'm just going to lay over the snap, take it to the floor, and bam with my hammer. Okay, so we're going to do that again. I have the pokes through, it's coming out of on the right side. I'm going to take that part, lay it on top, Take the tool and then with my hammer go to the floor and then secure the snaps in place. So that is how the back is looking so far. Now we're going to walk through the front. So now you want to take your sharp part, put it through the right side on the front, and then get the flat part, put it over top, grab your tool, and then secure it in place with your hammer. Once you have your snaps in place, you are all done with this bodysuit. Thank y'all so much for joining me for another sew along. I'm having a great time having bodysuit week here on my channel. If you all have any questions, leave them for me below. I'll be more than happy to answer. Day 4 of this bodysuit pattern will be up tomorrow and you do not want to miss it. If you do sew this after watching the video, please use the hashtag sew along with Brittany. I would love to see and share what you make. All right, everybody, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Blessings, everyone. Bye.